Good morning. All right. So, some of you are taking the benchmark today, and if you took the benchmark today, which is Friday, then you shouldn't be doing this lesson today. If you are not taking the benchmark, then you should be doing this lesson. And we're going to cycle through 2 lessons in the benchmark Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So if you took the benchmark on Friday, then you'll actually be watching this lesson on Monday. We'll see if we can get through it. It's a little weird, I know, but we can figure it out. Okay, so today we're talking about rational expressions, multiplication, and division. I'm going to go kind of fast, so feel free to pause the video at any point you need to. Okay, so basically what we're doing today is we're factoring tops and bottoms of equations and then canceling things out. You can't just say, ooh, there's an x squared here and there's an x squared there. I can cancel that out because the pluses and the minuses kind of make this a whole unit. So I could cancel something out of the top and bottom. If the whole bottom also said 2x squared plus 7x minus 4, then I could cancel that whole thing out at once. But one way that we can start to cancel things out without having to get messy with it is that we can basically factor the top and the bottom and then start canceling things out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with this top part here and factor it out. Okay. So I see that there's something in front of the x squared, so I'm going to put that here, 2x squared and a negative 4. And this is negative 8x squared on top. And then the bottom is 7x. And then I'm looking for 2 things that multiply to get negative 8x squared but add to get 7x. So let's see, how about, that would be definitely 8x and 1x, and then that would be negative. So this is 8x and negative x, and then I got to figure out what I can pull out. Let's see, that's x, 2x, 4, negative 1. So this top part here is x plus 4 times 2x minus 1, like that. And the bottom, I can, let's see, if I'm simplifying that, the first thing I'm going to do is take out a 5x. So I'm going to take out a 5x, and I've got x plus 4 left. So I'm going to rewrite this equation here, but with this on top and that on the bottom, so like this. Okay. And now do you see how I've got this x plus 4 and x plus 4? And they're by themselves, so now I can cancel each other out like that. And I'm left with 2x minus 1 and 5x. And remember, you can't cancel those x's out because this 2x minus 1 is kind of like a package. It's got that minus in there. If it's got a minus or plus in it, that means you can't remove just part of it. It has to remove all of it or nothing. So that's how you simplify that out. Let's try another one. This one is going to be a little tricky on purpose. Doing 5 examples today, by the way. Okay, so if I'm factoring out the top to me looks like I can take a 3 out. So I'm going to take a 3 out, and I'm left with 2 minus x. And on the bottom, this is a special formula because we've got x squared and 4, which means that they're both perfect squares. So I can break that down using my special formulas to x plus 2 and x minus 2. And remember, you can also even do an x problem with that and say, okay, the last number is negative 4. And since there's no middle number, I'll just put a 0 down there, which would make 2 and negative 2, which would also make that. So that's 2 different ways you could do that factoring on the bottom. Okay, now we're kind of in a struggling point here because you want to, I imagine, cancel out these 2, but they're not really the same. This one is 2 minus x, and this is x minus 2. But we can make them the same by multiplying one of them by a negative 1. So if I multiply this right here by negative 1, Or I guess imagine that it's like I'm taking out a -1. So if I take out a -1 out of this, that would make this 3 a -3. And now I'm left with what? -2 plus x if I take out a -1. And that and this are actually the same thing. I mean, x minus 2 and -2 plus x are the same thing. They're just in a different order. They're both a positive x. They're both a -2. So now I can cancel that out. I'm left with -3 over x plus 2. These problems just take a lot of practice. You've just got to take your time and work at it. Now, there's also ways with just multiplication to make this work. So the first two were just kind of simplifying equations, and now the next three will be multiplying and dividing. So this one requires no factoring, just canceling stuff out, thinking about stuff on the top and the bottom. So here I've got, let's see, a 2 and an 8, so I'm going to cancel out that 2, and this one becomes a 4. I've got a 9 and a 27, so that one cancels out, and this one ends up being, let's see, 27 divided by 9 is 3. And then on top, I've got 2 y's, and on the bottom, I've got 5 y's, so I'm going to cancel out that and change this 5 to a 3, because there's 3 left if I start canceling out. So that looks like a giant mess, and then you just multiply across. There's only a 3 left, and on the bottom, 1 times 4 is 4, y to the third. Not so bad. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit more complicated. Let's go for this one. 3m squared minus 2m minus 8 over 3m squared plus 14m plus 8 times 3m plus 2 over 3m plus 4. Okay, when I look at this problem, I think it looks to me like these two are already nice little factors here. But these two I'm going to have to factor, and then I'm going to have to cancel lots of stuff out. I know that both of these look to me like they are Xbox problems, so I'm going to do those over here on the side. Maybe I'll do them up here a little bit. So I'm going to do this top part left up here. 3m squared, -8. Maybe it would be good for you right now to stop the video and try to factor both sets of those and then come back. If you really want to take it a step further, you can also start canceling all the factors, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, then come back. I'm just going to do this in silence for a little bit. We've talked through doing this a lot now. All right, so far I did an Xbox and factored out that top part, and I put it here, and then this stuff I just copied down right there. Remember, you can always pause.